Welcome, I'm glad you could join us. Imagine every tap on your phone turning into a new customer. Today we're leaving behind lost, tossed business cards and moving to something that captures every connection the moment it happens. I'm excited to introduce our speaker, Dr. Brian Cochran, a business and marketing consultant, author of Startup Guide to Marketing, and an industry expert with more than 40 years helping entrepreneurs and organizations grow and scale. He's here to show you how Bizi Dig replaces old school cards with a powerful digital tool that turns every interaction into measurable results. In this free training, Brian will teach you how to share your information instantly with a single tap, capture leads in real time so you never miss an opportunity, grow your social following automatically, collect customer reviews on the spot, accept payments directly from your digital sections, card, update your info anytime, no reprints needed. Most business cards disappear within days. That's missed connections, missed leads, and missed revenue. Today you'll see how to make every tap a measurable opportunity. Get your notepad ready. We've packed this webinar with real-world strategies, live use cases, instant setup tips, and a live Q&A to answer your questions. Stay tuned. Dr. Brian Cochran is up next. Let's turn every tap into a customer. Here's Dr. Brian.
Hello, and welcome to the webinar. Tonight our subject is Digital Business Cards 101. It's going to be a beginning course to kind of help us navigate through the next level of our marketing and promotions. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. As my announcer said earlier, that and thank you, about I've been in business since 1975, and then I started off as a promoter and promoting events, and then from there I just kind of grew from there. And I started off doing marketing consulting in '79 because as I was doing my events, the success from the events that I was doing, folks were asking me, can I market their events? And so I was doing traditional marketing back in the day, guerrilla, which we would call it guerrilla marketing, where I would do flyers and posters and, go to the malls and clubs and schools and other events and so forth. And with a group of individuals and I that I hired, we would go out. Well, actually, before that, I was working with another group that we would go out to all the events and stuff, as I mentioned earlier, and pass out flyers. And so that's how we do, put flyers on cars and go to malls and go to all the different businesses and develop relationships with the different businesses and leave flyers at those places and so on and so forth. And as time went along, we got into other stuff, into radio, TV, and all kind of other marketing. And I've written a book called Startup Guide to Marketing, and then I did another book as the internet came along, and Startup Guide to Internet Marketing and Promotion. So that way I can help people with the foundation of it. And now we're getting to this next level of what I'm teaching today, which is digital marketing. So let's get started. Here we go. All right. Our course tonight is, again, as I mentioned earlier, enough of me, and let's get to it. It's on Digital Marketing 101, how to grow your network the smart way. And let me start with what I kind of mentioned earlier. Traditional business card networking is traditional marketing was one of the things as I mentioned earlier, I would do 1,000, 2,000 business cards, and I would do 10,000 flyers or 20,000 flyers based upon. But as you know, 88% of those would throw away those traditional forms of marketing. So it'd either be business cards or postcards. And then what would happen is, as time went along, one of the challenges with business cards was limited space, that you only put so much on a business card. Outdated. So when information became outdated, so for instance, like one of the challenges I would have of either my website would change for whatever reason, my email address would change, or I would launch another business or an extension to the business, and the services I would add, I would have to reprint the business cards or a separate set of business cards in order to do it. When you do traditional business cards, tracking, it was no way of tracking except if a person would call, or you would have a notepad and you would something like this, and you would write down their information or get their business card for follow up. But again, basically, it was limited space. You would clutter up in most places. It would, clutter up in your car, your house, and stacks of them. Like now, I still. It's funny because I've had this technology for a while, but I still find myself, because of my old sneaky thinking, I would still take traditional business cards, and I just printed some traditional business cards and kind of kick myself, going, "Wow, why did I do that when I have this other?" That's kind of what got me to go back and start talking about this. And it was harder to do follow up, and harder to do follow up. So let's keep going. So let's what are digital business cards? I'm glad you asked. A digital business card is an integral part of a brand's identity today, as it is one of the first tangible aspects to stay with your customers. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. You can use on your digital business cards. You can have a logo, typography, illustrations, videos, color schemes to help you establish a unique place in your customer's mind. There are no choices of small choices of what you can do and what you can use, the different type of cards you can use, the different colors you can use, the different themes that you can have. You can probably see one all shapes, sizes, colors, designs, and over the many years that they've come out. Because again, I started with one. I'll show you one of my older cards I've just held on to, and I'm going to show you some different things that we use now in helping us market our business, our ministry, or church. So just so you know, the way I'm doing tonight's, I'm also a minister. Some of you may or may not know. So I also do church development. So I'm also using this as a way for evangelism and showing how the church is to use this as a way for evangelism as well. We'll get into a little bit later on in our presentation tonight, in our class tonight. However, in today's digital first and pandemic world, there are contactless solutions that we're using today to adapt, and so on and so forth. And I'm just going to kind of go through this, but you can see it as we go along. So it's an upgrade to traditional business cards. I sold quite a few of them during the pandemic. And this presentation is a kind of a both, because of what happened during the pandemic. Folks were not taking business cards because we didn't know how that disease was being passed on. Excuse me, 1 second. There we go. So it's a safe and engaging way to be able to pass out the cards as well. So entering in the digital business card, aka electronic business cards. You can see either one. They're both interchangeable based upon who you talk to. They can be instantly offered by numerous and different benefits as physical cards, as I mentioned earlier, because it's a little bit different than traditional cards. So one of the benefits is that you can change it on the fly based upon, I have several different ones that I carry together that I carry with me. And I have something else I'll be showing a little bit later on as well, as far as different products that are offered. But the benefit is you can change them at any time. In this webinar, you'll learn how electronic business cards can help you to network better, how to evangelize with some of the best practices, and keep in mind to being safe, as well as being able to, based upon what your evangelistic outreach program is going to be, you can change it on the fly to be able to do so as well. Let me get past these 1 second. There we go. So let's get to what is one of the things that challenged me before was that no one understood what NFC was, because it was virtually new technology. And so, the first one that had it was Apple, with Apple Pay, and then Google Pay came out. And so now it's become commonplace for you to use your smart technology. So when you go into Walmart, or you go into a restaurant or somewhere that offers NFC, there's a little chip that's in your debit card, or a chip that's on your in your phone, that when you go into a store or whatever, you wave your phone over, or your debit card, and it was scan, and then whatever it was doing, if it was for a sale or for you to pay for your meal, NFC would be the tool that was used in order to do it. And so what is NFC? Glad you asked. Near field communication is a short range wireless technology that makes your smartphone, tablet, wearables, payment cards, and other devices even smarter. Near field communications is the ultimate way in connectivity. Oh, Oh, okay, cool. I'm farther along than I thought it was. Anyway, with NFC, it is transferred information between devices, quick and easily with a single touch or scan. Whether they're paying bills, exchanging business cards, downloading coupons, sharing information, and so on and so forth. Let me before I go to where I will. Yeah, no. I'll keep going and then I'll come back. How to use it for evangelism. Again, as I said earlier, that I'm a minister, so one of the things I talk to churches about different ways of evangelizing. So let's show you how. Let's talk about how using digital business cards and digital technology will help you with building your business, building your ministry, and growing your ministry through evangelism. The Great Commission tells us to go thee therefore and preach the gospel to all nations, go to all nations and teach them to obey your words, right? So one of the ways of doing that is through using Let's Go Digital. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few, Scripture tells us. And so using this technology, you can do a bunch of great, wonderful things. Let's talk about that for a couple of minutes. So with the NFC cards for churches, you can gather contact information instantly. You can share. So like, for instance, one of the churches I work with, they're using part of the technology, which is QR codes. And so QR codes now is almost everywhere. So one of the ways of doing it, which I'll show in a little bit, on your business card, you can print your QR code on the back, so that way you can share your information instantly. So the same thing with this, you can share on your card. You can share your pass messages, share videos, download information for folks to be able to keep up with. So while they're out evangelizing, you can talk about your church and promote your church, but also you can have on there a starter guide, a conversation that you can have with someone that you can lead them questions, the Roman roads of salvation, and so on and so forth. So anyway, it's a great tool of doing that. I don't want to go too deep. I have a whole separate webinar and seminar on teaching how to do evangelism as well as using this tool for evangelism. During service, you can take donations as well, your tithes and offering. It's contactless and hygienic interaction, so that way you can share information with a person. If it's their contact, you're getting their contact information for follow up later on, you can do that, and so on and so forth, because it's a kind of cool technology to use for that. It's to share more info about your church or ministry, and you can do guerrilla marketing as well as for evangelism and boost your evangelism and outreach by using this technology. Digital products deliver contact information instantly. The receiver can just scan or tap or click to save their detailed information on their smartphones in less than a minute or less than a couple of seconds. They help you track prospects and engage members, which is what I mentioned about earlier. It's also, as I mentioned earlier, it can be used for Givelify and all these other, it'll work with any other technologies that you're using for your giving. All you do is and we'll go, that's a whole nother seminar, but you can use it effectively for your giving. You can have a place where people can scan, or you can put it up on the board as a QR code. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So, Bizi Dig is the solution that we use. It's fast, it's easy, and it's one of the ways you can sell products. So if you got a bookstore, instead of having a cash register, you can have a cash register unless you're going to take cash, which people still are, and it's less and less using cash. They can scan the QR code that's on the product that you're selling, and then that way it can check out faster by them doing it themselves. You can also, for events, I've used them, which I forgot to pull up, and I do apologize, but we can do it. I didn't want this to be a 4-hour seminar, and so I kept stuff out so that way, if you want more information, if you decide to use this technology, then I have different classes and stuff that we offer as well. But one of the ways we use them for events, we were doing an event at a church, and when people were coming in, instead of them paying cash, some paid cash, but we used this. They scanned the code, they paid through the NFC, and they were able to come into the event. So you can use it for that. You can use it for plays and concerts. There's a bunch of different ways. It's endless how you can use it. Technology is our friend and not our enemy. Amen. God has blessed us with this technology, so we should be able to use it for the church. Again, you can check out, and also the cool part about it is we were able to track and get their contact information as well. We're able to use it for contests and so forth as well. So that way folks so we can get their contact information. Great for follow-up, either to invite them to another event or send information about what we were about and what we were doing, so on and so forth. So it's a great way of doing that through using this digital product. Bizi Dig comes with a basic contact management system, so that way you can track whatever the prospects or people that you're. If it's a person for networking, if it's a person for event that they've come to, or you're out doing evangelism, or you're out in public, then one or two ways. One, you can get their contact information, and or you can that you can give them information. So it's going both ways. So one of the cool things for evangelism, as well as for a business, that you can do bulk creation, meaning that you can we can make a bunch of different cards for you, a bunch of different products for you that you can give to your congregation or to your business, to be able to give it to them, to be able to, and each, and that way, it's one way where you can use it as to promote your business or ministry, as well as capture information. And two, for a business, you can use it that each person can have their own card with their own contact information as well. So we have both ways of doing it. These are some of the ones that we use. There's many other products, but these are the basic ones. Down on top, there's a card. Let me do this. Let me do this. All right, let me do this. So I'm wearing a wearable, and this wearable, if you scan it, let me do this real quick so I can give you a quick demonstration on how it works. Yes, there we go. All right. So this is a quick demonstration of how it works. This is my smartphone. It has to be on in order for it to work. And so I have a couple of different cards. This is one for one business. This is for FedEx, our other company. And then this is one for Bizi Dig. And so that way I'll show you both of them, how it works. You put it, depending on the type of phone. For Android phones, it's in the back. It's in the middle part of the, uh-oh. Did I charge this one up? Oh, I didn't charge. Oh my gosh. I'm dumb. I didn't charge it back up. I emptied it, but didn't charge it back up. I do apologize, but this one, we'll use this one, but it does work. I can, I'll have to charge it later, and I'll do a demonstration later. So I do apologize. And so you can do one or two things. This one, what I did was I put a QR code, so you can scan a QR code on there through your technology, or you can, and did you hear that? And then what happens is I'll put it up. It'll take a second. There we go. And that's the one for FedEx. And so what happens is it's a digital business card. So it has our logo up top and a banner up top. And then it has my picture. And then if you scroll it down, it has my contact information. Ooh, I'm all in the way. There we go. And so you can just keep scrolling. There's some pictures. There's an appointment. So if you want to book an appointment, if you want to book an event for us, because we have 360 booths and photo booths and a sound company. If you want to book us, you can book a tour, or you can book an appointment with talk to one of our specialists. And then it goes down to, if you want to contact us, it goes through for you to get our contact information. And then the other one, this is for Bizi Dig. So I can just show you a couple samples. And then this is Bizi Dig. This is the one for our company. Same thing. It buzzes. And then, oops, sorry, wrong way. It's a picture of me. And then it has our contact information. This is more of a business card. And then I have a video on there as well. And then information about what the company's about. So that way you just go through it and they can read it on their own schedule. And at the bottom, if they want a demonstration or they want an appointment or something else, you can put it any kind of way. You can design this any kind of way, but it allows you, my phone is dirty. Sorry about that. But you can also put in for a demo or contact us info on there and so forth. So that's the wonderful thing about this technology that I've been able to use it for, is allowed me to, it's allowed me to use it in fun ways, and I don't have to carry business cards anymore. I use these, and then I normally use this, but again, I remember now that I do apologize, I emptied it out. But if you want, there's other type of wristbands. There's some that look like watches. There's some that, and if you look at the bottom right here, if you look there, their little tab, you can put that on, say for instance, you have a one-sided business card. So if you still want to do something traditional, you can still put that on your business cards, or you can put it on, like I used it for another event where I didn't want to use a QR code at the time. I used that for something else, and I had it on the table for folks to pull up I did it for a restaurant to pull up their menu. So I had it on the tables for their menu, so that when the menu came up, and they can order on there as well. and that's what we use it for. So let's keep going. All right. Let me get out of there. So you can also, as I mentioned earlier, for sermon outlines, Bible studies, and so on and so forth, you can do that as well. Of course, it's unlimited, which you can use it for. Oh, actually, it's limited to your imagination. It can be used to provide quick access to Bible verses as you're doing a sermon. If you're doing a sermon or you're doing something online, they can scan the QR code. And let me show you a little sample of a QR code that we did for something that we did. So we're, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a minister. So we put that up for a person during service, during our broadcast. We put that up, they scan that, and then they download it. It could be for the Bible study, the outline for the Bible study, and so on and so forth. So it's endless what you can do using both the QR code, which everybody sees them now. So, when I first started this company, very few people didn't know what QR codes were. Everyone didn't have the NFC on, or most of your smartphones, when I first did it, didn't have where you had a QR code scanner. You'd have to scan it from, you'd have to go to your store, either the Play Store or your Apple Store, and you would download the program in order to do it, which is a lot more work. Now it comes standard with phones, so it makes it a lot easier. So let's keep going. So you can use it, as I mentioned earlier, for marketing and advertising. So if you have some specials running, if you're promoting something throughout your business, you can have a, if you look there and down below, the young lady, let me go back to being small. I like being small. There we go. And put me back here. All right. So for marketing and advertising, you can use it as a business owner. If you have something that you have coming up, if it's some products that you want to sell, or you want to explain more about your business, like I showed you with our Bizi Dig business card one, that one had information about our company. It also had a video on it as well. So you can use it for that. You can advertise upcoming events and so on and so forth. So it's pretty awesome what you can do with it. Let me pass that. So you can also, one of the cool things, especially today, because of how technology is, you can get reviews and feedback from both your members, the people that you're membership with and working with, as well as visitors for churches. Because you can also get feedback based upon your business as well, to make sure you're tracking on what's going on in your business. You can use it for that as well. All you got to do is tap. Again, that's redundant. So the NFC business cards, you can, as mentioned earlier, you can, with a tap, you're able to share information instantly. You can generate leads from it as well. So if you go to a business networking event, that they can, scan, they can tap your card. Again, you saw what I showed you earlier. We'll go with, if you want a full demonstration of how you can use it, that's for another. I don't want to do it today because I don't want to make our broadcast too long tonight, our webinar too long today. So you can generate payments from it based upon what you're doing. You can do it on the fly. You can get, email somebody, get their email contact information. You can, people can follow you. Again, give reviews. You can get, they can calendar your, they can book an appointment with you. They can also go to your website as well. So you can link it to your website. So that way you can go to your website. You can go to all your social media as well. You can track leads, and it's eco-friendly because there's less paper that we're using today. So the company that I'm representing is called Bizi Dig, and it's a contactless products, which I showed you a little bit earlier with all the different products that has to offer. I'm going to show you a couple different templates in a second, and I want to show you how we can help you by going digital and getting a digital business card. How can we help? Glad you asked. So if you look there, that's what the different templates. So what happens is when you sign up and you get a card, you also have access to your own control panel. Within your control panel, you're able to look up, you're able to design different, one or two things. One, depending on the program, we design it for you, and then we send you the card. No matter what, we got to send you the card. So the first part will happen is that there's two different ways of doing it. I don't want to get too far off into it. One is to do it yourself, or the one that we do it for you. So based upon what program that you go with, is one or two ways that we can do it, or a combination of both. The bulk ones, we can do it for you because we have the machine that we can do it. So we can make you from 10 to 1,000 or 10,000 based upon how many you want. But with these, so based upon your business, based upon your program, these are one that's for a business that you can, so with the business one, you can have your menus and so on and so forth, and it's designed a little bit different, or a business card, which is more formal, like the one that's with the Woods one on the far left. It's just a basic business card. The other one goes into more depth. It's more of a, an infomercial on the business and so forth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the, to us or to you. It's up to your imagination of what you want. You go do a combination of both. So some of mine have a combination of both or one or the other. And so let's go to the next one. As I mentioned earlier, we got tons of products, which I showed you earlier, that you can design, that we can order for you. All come with QR codes. So that way you have both, either using, like I showed you before, you can have it, where'd it go? There we go. You can have it both ways, that you can put it like on this one. I have the QR code on there as well. So just in case somebody doesn't have their NFC on, instead of trying to get them to turn it on, they can scan the QR code to get the information of what you want to send to them and so forth. But there's tons of products like we showed earlier. These, again, are some of the products. There's a bunch more that I didn't put on here on purpose, because depending on how far you want to go with this, you can stay simple or you can go more in depth, that you're able to do a lot with these cards, or this technology, more so with the cards. Bizi Dig digital business cards and technology is innovative and cost effective. It's a solution that you can do to network and grow your business and or your ministry. I'm so glad. So we also have a giveaway that I don't know if you got that, but tonight we're going to give away one of these solutions tonight for you to be able to get started and have fun with it and grow your business. And so you'll get a full, we'll design the card for you, send you your card, and then we'll also give you your control panel that you can change your card at any time. So if you want to contact me, that's my name, and again, is Brian Cochran. And if you want a full demo, or if you want to just go and take a look at more details of what it offers, go to bizidig.com. That's bizidig.com, and that's my cell number, because you can call me personally. So that way I can, reach out in touch and give you give you anything that you need question-wise and answer your questions. Now we're open for questions. Do you have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you have any questions, type them down on the screen. And then that way I can hopefully answer the question. No, I can answer the question. I'm being silly. If you don't have any questions, let me do this as well. If you have a screen, let me do this as well. I'm going to put, if you have a camera and a phone, a camera and a microphone, you're welcome to also come up into the room if you have a question. Tell me what you think about the technology, and we can help you. If not, I'm going to give it a second for you to do so. Again, these are very inexpensive. I've had them for a long time. I've been using them. I'm using them more now because I realized that I'm like a dummy, that when I ordered my last business cards, I go, well, let me rephrase that. My wife and I launched a new division of our company, and my wife wanted some business cards. And so she's not really a techie like I am. And so, but then once I talked to her about it, I'd already ordered the cards. And so I made one for her and one for myself. And so that way, when we're doing events, we print out stuff, that we have both. We have traditional folks that are still traditional, because technology is not going, traditional stuff is not gone away. People still want to hold on to it. So I said, well, okay, we'll still have some business cards and postcards, but at the same time, at our booth, we have a way for them to scan it to get our contact information for when they're at our booth. When I'm doing sound somewhere, I'll have business cards, and at the same time, I'll have our little table tent that has our QR code on there for them to scan it, or I'll have I'll have this on as well, so they can scan it and they can tap it there as well. So there are no questions. Well, that's it then. I'm so glad that you tuned in. I hope you got something out of actually using. You don't have to go with us, but start using technology that's your friend. And I want to thank you so much for attending our webcast, and I hope something's been said and something's been done that you will go more deeper into your business and grow your business by using technology. I want to thank you so much. There's also on the QR code there as well, that if you don't, the only way that I can get you today, if you want to win this, just hit me up right now and just say, yeah, just say yes, you want it. And then in the chat, because I don't want to not give it away. I don't, I do have a way. Darn it. Let me see if I put it on here. No, I didn't. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I was supposed to have. I thought I did. But anyway, If you put in the chat right now that you want to win, I will draw a winner between those that are part of the broadcast. If not, we're going to end our broadcast. And thank you so much. So I'm gonna give a second for you to respond. If you don't respond, you don't want it, it's fine and dandy. Again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. So no one has chimed in. Well, that's it for tonight. We thank you again for attending and be a part of our broadcast. Let me do this. God bless you all. Good